I'm a mutilist abuser, be the #1 carapace user. My skirt's connection with the dropships, just like they do it in battle cruisers.
Welcome to NSL Season 7. Let's take a look at this season's map pool. Diamondback, Week 1. Diamondback is a 4-player map made for NSL7 by Nam Surikata. Endurance, Week 2. Endurance is a 2-player map made by KD Man in the Space tile set. Aquamarine, Week 3. Aquamarine is a 4-player map made by TNW Zombie. Terraform, Week 4. Terraform is a 4-player map made by SC Spider, Hyojin, Gnome Surikata, and JoJo. This is an NSL Classic Remake map. Odd Eye, Week 5. Odd Eye is a 2-player map made by Cygnus, Gnome Surikata. August Grab, Week 6. August Grab is a 4-player map made by Nom Cookie Master and is an NSL Classic Remake map. Neo Jungle Story, Week 7. Neo Jungle Story is a 4-player map made by JoJo, an NSL Classic map maker. High Noon, Week 8. High Noon is a 2-player map made by Nam Surikata on the Desert Teal set. Struggle, Week 9. Struggle is a 4-player map made by KM on the Jungle Teal set. Typology, Week 10. Typology is a 2-player map made by Freakling on the Desert Teal set. Now that you've seen the maps, let's check out the teams. Team Cavadogs. Team Chalky Cheesers. Team Lord of the Lings. Team Aaron Force 1. Team Semi-Sweet Cookie Fleet. Team Baked Potatoes. Welcome to NSL Season 7.
NSL.
Okay, hello, welcome. We have yet another NSL cast coming your way. We have none other than the Chuck E. Cheesers playing against the Baked Potatoes. Coaches, I believe, are Escalade and Vile. This is Vile's first NSL season as a coach, so very excited for these games. Both good friends of mine. And we have let me see, get the first game set up here. The first series. And we'll hop right in. Oh. Would help if I have that. There we go. Okay. So, I believe let's see, who is the Let me look at the... Oh, I can't see. It's all right. I think is High Grack is the ninth series. It looks about right. I know Mick is the seventh. So, all right. So our players today are Vint and McTerran, Rice Hat and Sappho, and Night Dad and High Grack, and I believe this is actually going to be our first series tonight. Awesome. Yeah, I noticed that High Grack, interestingly enough, he made his CPL debut with CPL 10. He played Terran, and he is playing Zerg for NSL7. So, very excited to see High Grack's Zerg. And I'm going to guess, let's see. Is Night Dad and Rice Hat and Vint are the Chunky Cheesers? Or is that the baked potatoes? Without doing too much digging. Although I could dig as well. Let's look at... Oh, wait. We have a teams. Never mind. We have a teams section. I could just look at the team section. There we go. Okay. Rice Hat, McTerran, and Night Dad. Okay, so we have Night Dad playing for the Chunky Cheesers. And we have High Grack playing for the baked potatoes. And this is going to be a ZVZ series. On endurance, too. Okay, this should be a lot of fun. Alright. Well, believe, yeah. Okay. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's not endurance. It's Diamondback. This is still week 1. Okay. Cool. Alright, well, without further ado, let's hop in these games. All right. In the top left corner, the red Zerg playing for baked potatoes. It is none other than High Grack. And in the bottom left, the blue Zerg playing for Chunky Cheesers. It is Night Dad. Map is D-back. Okay, it looks like Night Dad is not opting for a 9 pool. And High Grack is opting for a 9 hatch. There's something you don't see every day. Yeah, and it looks like this is going to be a 12 hatch. So, very interesting that both players opting to hatch first, but High Grack being slightly slightly faster in his timing. This is already a very unexpected game one. And he is otherwise looks like going a hatch first play. So I feel like this could actually, since he's facing off against a 12 hatch, the faster hatch first is definitely going to be an early edge here. We have, again, so we have the 6-lings coming out now for Night Dad. And a really fast layer. Wow. And we're pulling drones off at 100 gas, excuse me. So we're going for lean speed. But look how fast that layer is. My goodness. This is quite a strategy here from Hygrack. It's like he's playing the same exact build, only his is slightly faster. Night Dad finally getting a scout in here and trying to pick off a drone. Be a nuisance. But I don't think that's going to happen this time around very much. There's plenty of lings here. Droning up now. A couple more lings being added, but focusing more on drones. And you know what? For how fast, this is interesting, is that for how much faster his hatchery was, his spire is not really all that much faster. I think they're actually about even in timing. That's really, so it's like he got a slight early edge in lings, but because he's doing the same build, I wonder how much of an edge he really had. It looks really even to me. And Night Dad getting 6 mutas out. Wow. Night Dad, it looks like, is just going to totally come out with a superior number of mutas. This could be pretty devastating. 8 mutas already. So looks like there's 4 mutas. 2. Oh man. Oh. Just didn't quite take that. Although these are low health. Could totally target fire them down. What a close game. We're up to 8 mutas again. We have just 2 mutas for Hygrak. I feel like this is probably the mistake here. It looks like we're just going to get overwhelmed by superior numbers of mutas. But hold on. Here comes some more. We have 4 more coming in. We do have a queen. I'm not sure what the queen is for. I'm very curious actually to see what the queen is for. So it looks like these mutas are going to target down the spire here. The spire is down, but not before Hygrak has his own 8 mutas out. But still, Night Dad can just build more and reinforce. Gonna finally clean up the harassing mutas, but we're gonna have more coming in, I feel like, very shortly. Oh, we're going across the map for a counterattack. Nice idea. No, they're not upgraded. It's neither side has upgraded mutas. Yeah, red needs to get out of there. Oh, I've never seen that in a ZVZ. That is so cool. That was awesome. That was a very interesting play there. Lings are going across for the counterattack, but I feel like, you know, Blue has plenty of Lings of his own. Looks like I think the Spore might just hold things off, but we don't have a Spire in sight anywhere, so we can't rebuild mutas and be competitive in this game. These are going to be forced to go home for now. Blue finally coming in to finish things off with the mutas and the Lings. Yeah. I don't know. This doesn't look good to me. That is a lot of mutas. Holy smokes. That is like 14 mutas. 15 mutas. So we have a control group just coming over here and killing drones. And yep, GG. I was going to say, I think this is it. All right. Well done. Game 1 goes to Night Dad. Okay. Excellent. Well, that was, whoa, hello. Let me, mute that. That was weird. Okay. Well, that was, quite a game, I would say. That was quite a game. I really liked the opener. I feel like we kind of lost control of the game with the you know, it's like everything in this 9 hatch opener was ahead until we got the Spire out. That was even. And then we have an even build, and we don't just build tons and tons of mutas, and we just get out macroed by mutas. So I feel like it was a really interesting build to a point, and then it just kind of fell apart. But I liked the opener. I thought that was cool. All right. Okay, so we're going into game 2, and this is going to be on Terraform. All right. Okay. In the top left here on Terraform are Red Zerg playing for Baked Potatoes. It is none other than High Grack. And in the top right are Blue Zerg playing for the Chunky Cheesers. It is Night Dad. Currently up 1-0 in a best of 3 here. Looks like we're going for another 9 hatch. I don't know. I mean, it wasn't a bad opener, that's for sure. I'm guessing this is a 9 pool with a gas trick for more econ. And 6 lings coming out for Night Dad. Oh, I think this is a 999 build. It's not really a 9 hatch. These are going to get outnumbered. They're going to be pushed back for now. We have another set finishing, so this is held. Zurich is such an interesting race. Well, it looks like this is going to get pushed back here. Red Zerg just has a superior number of lings. Nice job building the macro hatch in the base, so we're not behind on larva. But this is going to get in here, and I think this was built a little too late. Yeah, more lings are coming in. Whole bunch more lings are just rallying across the map. GG is called. Nice. All right. Excellent. Hygrak takes game 2. Yeah, I feel like he just had the larva advantage for a lot longer, and it really played into his hand this game. Whoops. There we go. All right. Okay, and this is going to be high noon. Game 3. All right, we are 1-1 here. Okay. In the bottom left on high noon are Red Zerg. Evening the series up that last game, it is Hygrak playing for the Baked Potatoes. And in the top right are Blue Zerg playing for the Chunky Cheesers. It is Night Dad. Fun fact, if you actually combined... oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Fun fact, if you actually combine baked potato and lots of cheese, you get a cheesy baked potato. Throw some bacon on that and you call it a treat. All right, excellent. So we're going into another 9 pool here for Night Dad. And we're going into yet another 999. Looks like. Looks like both players kind of going, or at least Night Dad is going econ. Yeah. Nice getting a hatch first again. Worked well for him in game 1. We have some lings coming over. Not quite to scout. I think we're just rallying them over. What are the odds of playing the same build 3 games in a row? So Night Dad is going into lair and getting ling speed. I feel like with this faster lair timing, he's gonna get faster mutas, and this is just gonna end. Yeah, so we're really delaying this Spire here. Nice job going for the Evo chamber. I think getting this third hatch and Evo chamber and spore colonies up first will I think this might actually work out with a delayed Spire. So this is a really good build here, I feel like. But that Spire does need to get started. Oh, okay, we're going Hydras, I guess. We're upgrading range weapons for the red Zerg. Spire is just now finishing for the blue Zerg. And mutas are coming out. Hydrogen is coming down, so we are going to get Hydras. This should be interesting. Hydras versus mutas. We have plenty of spore colonies here to defend this. This is very interesting. Mutas are not feeling like they can get much done with all these spores everywhere. We have a queen's nest here for Night Dad, and we are taking a third mining base. So we'll have an economic advantage once this gets up, even if this turns into a stalemate. And we're going up to Hive Tech as well. So we're upgrading Carapace and attack range. We already have Hydra speed upgraded. I am really curious to see. I feel like the play is to go Mass Hydra versus Muta, but I've never actually seen this done in like modern Zerg play, so I don't really know how this is going to work out. I think that with all these spore colonies, I guess, can the mutas like target fire hydras like they can marines? Because if they can do that, that's no bueno. So we are going to move in here and try and get some damage done, kill the economy. But all these spore colonies and these hydras that are popping, like, we'll be able to kill some drones, but we're going to lose all our mutas too. And that's all she wrote. We have a counterattack coming across the map here. This third hatch just finished. It's not really mining yet, so we don't have the economic lead. And all we have to defend are Zerglings. I feel like this might actually be it. Yeah, this looks like a GG to me. Wow, indeed. Very well played indeed. Hygrak takes the series 2-1. Okay, so we have let me get my score pad out. So it's 2-1. Baked potatoes. All right. What a way to like really open this cast. All right. So we are so we have 1 point on the board for Chunky Cheesers, and we have 2 points on the board for baked potatoes. Very well played from Hygrak. That is some. I'm impressed with that Zerg play. That is some pretty cool Zerg play that I've never seen. I love the idea to go Hydras. Okay. Cool. So we are moving on to our next series. We have Rice Hat versus Sappho, a TVT. Go T, VT. This is all right. Sappho playing for Baked Potatoes and Rice Hat playing for the Cheesers. All right. Let's do this. All right. On Diamondback. At the bottom right are Blue Terran playing for the Chunky Cheesers. It is Rice Hat. And in the bottom left are Red Terran playing for the Baked Potatoes. It is Sappho. Supply depots are going down on 9. I predict that the first 16, 18 supply of this game is going to look very. It's kind of like a Protoss game. It's very methodical. So, it's nice to see. I haven't seen Rice Hat yet, and I haven't seen Sappho. I guess I don't know. I don't know much about these particular players. But you know, it's good to see. It's good to see people playing. People playing in this league. This is a very fun and just kind of loose league. So, always happy to see new players. Both players are getting their bases set up. Both are opting to build a forward racks at the forward racks towards the ramp. Sappho's factory is, I'm assuming this is going to be a factory, yeah. Sappho's factory is slightly faster, but both players still looking pretty even. We got our 2 Marines. Three Marines now. Here's what I expect to see: the 2 Marines, and then going into Vulture, lifting off the barracks to get looks like to scout, maybe to be put in a strategic spot. I'm not sure. Vulture going out, the 2 Marines going out. Looking to say hello. Vulture does get picked off, but the Marines survive. Oh, wow. I didn't know they could one-shot a Marine. Oh, wow. No, they could two-shot a Marine. Still, that's pretty strong. Both players going for 2-fact. However, oh, sorry. Rice Hat going for a 3-fact. Rice Hat's subsequential factories are a little faster. So it looks like we're going for 3-fact Vulture here for Rice Hat. Not a bad idea if you get the feeling, you know, you're pretty even. Having one extra production building is always good if you're even. But Sappho, meanwhile, does get the first tank out, and I'm not a huge TVT expert, but the games that I've seen, basically the player that gets the siege tanks first usually wins. So, I'm not so sure about this 3-fact Vulture play here. Does finally see what's going on here back home over at Red Space, and Goliaths as well to deal with the Vultures. Goliath taking some shots, but both players just trying to see what's going on, I think, with their barracks. Is this barracks going to get shot down? It looks like it's going to... Oh my goodness. Well, it is going to be put in the red. Yeah, this army from Sappho is looking really strong. The Goliaths will pair well against the Vultures. We do have mines here, but thus far, the Red Terran does seem to be picking off the mines. They don't seem to be getting any damage in. Very interesting play here out of Sappho. Now going up to 5 factories. Meanwhile, Rice Hat is still stuck on 3. Nice job. Just totally diffusing these mines with tanks. Nicely done. Look at that. That is so good. I'm in awe of the tank micro here from Sappho. This force is starting to move out. Sappho's macro is going to start kicking in here with all these vultures. Wow, what a build. Nice job getting the tank sieged up first. He is forcing the blue Terran to push back. And he's going to be able to hold this position probably right here with the tanks, I would say. Now that his macro's kicking in, all he has to do is just rally stuff over. What a strategy from Sappho. This is amazing. I like how nice and methodical this is, and he's keeping his tanks alive with the vultures. Nice, GG. Very methodical, very well done. Nice, nice, patient, methodical win for Sappho. One more on the board for the baked potatoes. All right. That was, knowing what I know about TPT dynamics, I think that's my new favorite build. That was quite a build. All right, we're going into Rice Hat versus Sappho game 2. There you go. Okay. Game 2, we are visiting Aquamarine in the top left, playing for the Chonky Cheesers. It is none other than Rice Hat, our blue Terran. And in the top right, up 1 point in the series, our red Terran playing for the baked potatoes. It is Sappho. Game 1, nice, patient, methodical game 1 out of Sappho. I'm very curious to see if we're going to see similar play here, or if he's going to change it up with something different. So Sappho not building a forward barracks this time, but other than that, it's a Terran opener. We're going to, looks like red is going to scout blue last here. But red did send the scout out earlier. Both players doing just identical builds. Finally, we have Rice Hat starting the machine shop slightly faster, so this will be a slightly faster tank. But they're still pretty even. And instead of siege mode, the Blue Terran is going for Vulture speed. Red Terran, it looks like, is filling in that Goliath tech. And getting the first tank out. And we're getting Goliaths out. Nice. So getting this number of Goliaths to fend off early vultures is just such a great move combined with two tanks. I really like this opening. And I like its transition into a 5-fact. So Red Terran kind of coming across doing... Oh, bummer, those mines do connect, do take down a Goliath. And another one connects. Oh wow, that's painful. And these oh, it's just mines. So the red Terran is going for a third base here. But still on two factories. Although I think we're looking to add more here. I don't feel like the Wraiths are going to do much with the Goliaths present. So Ricehat is up to 4 factories right now, and Sappho is just now starting to add more facts. But Sappho does have a very... I spoke too soon. It looks like this contain is breaking, and this macro is starting to kick in here. We have a third base mining here. Looks like Blue Terran looking to take a third as well, but not quite there yet. Looks like we're just starting the third command center. Going up to a second starport. Well, Blue does have more tanks, and we are able to finally break this contain here, but we're just setting up another one in the back behind it. I do feel like, okay, factories are starting to kick in. I do feel like we're a little bit slow on adding these factories this game. Okay, so Sappho's going up to 6 fact, and Ricehat is now going up to 7. I feel like at this rate, if Ricehat keeps up the good macro here, they should just outpace the red Terran. Nice job holding the high ground here. Another mine connects and takes out a tank. What a back and forth game this has been. So it looks like Sappho is, Riceout is trying to finally push out. He does have the better macro, I feel like, with these 7 factories, but Sappho has 7 factories of his own now, and I do feel like this composition of Goliath tank is really, really able to deal with these vultures. And so it feels like kind of stalematey to me right now. It's why I'm not really saying anything, because I feel like both sides are pretty, I mean, obviously one side has more workers, but in terms of army, both sides are pretty even, and it's very stalematey. Vultures are going to try and come in here and destroy the economy of this third base. And that is going to force some of these tanks to be out of position. If there was a time to move across the map with 100 supply, now is the time. So nice job just totally resetting and disrupting the economy here. But still, well, it looks like the race finally take care of the barracks. It looks like much of Sappho's army is out of position, but these wraiths are going to actually target fire down these tanks one by one. They don't do a lot of damage, but in enough numbers, they can totally pick stuff off. And now I feel like with this base reset and his army out of position, Sappho is now kind of playing on the back foot this game. Yeah, these wraiths are just going to town on these tanks. There's nothing they can do. It looks like the Red Terran is going to try and move out and try and maybe take out this 4th base here. No, that's not going to happen though. And once again, picking off the SCVs. GG is called. Just too much disruption, I feel like. And Rice Hat takes game number 2. All right. Okay. All right, we are going into our last game of the series here. Who will take this? It feels like Sappho has some pretty good big brain play, but that last game, you know, he didn't go up to his he didn't add factories as fast as he did the first game. He got his third base economy totally decimated twice. His army was out of position. So things can happen, even if it looks strong. We'll see what happens in game number 3 here. This is I have a hard time calling this just based on these two games. I really don't. I'm really not confident in who's going to take game number 3. I really liked the play to go Wraiths and to go basically Wraith tank and just pick off the Terran's tanks and to also pick off the Terran's SCVs with Cloak Wraiths. I feel like that was as clever of a play as going opening tank Goliath versus Vulture. And both players are just, you know, doing their standard opener. Getting their factories out, getting their first couple Marines out, getting their Vultures out. Nice. It looks like Sappho is delaying the first Marine just to get a slightly faster factory. Although it isn't slightly faster, actually. It's about at the same time. Maybe even slightly slower. So Rysat is going to have the earlier natural. And it looks like he is going to go up to 3 factory again. No, he's going up to 2. Okay. And the Red Terran coming across, trying to get some damage in, but not going to happen. The Marines get shut down by the Vultures. Nice target firing. And the remaining Vultures are going to get pushed back. I was wrong. Okay, so it looks like both players are opting to go 3 factory. Vulture speed. Okay, so both players are choosing to do the same build. It looks like Sappho's is going to be slightly faster. But it looks like this game is we're gonna open with a Vulture game. Again, nice target firing from the Blue Terran. Blue has a higher number of Vultures here, but look at that. Once again, we have the earlier tank. But I do think these Vultures are just going to be able to run on in and try and lay mines, and nice unit control here. Just totally cleaned up this defense. Very nice unit control. Nice job body blocking and walling with the SCVs here. They still get in, and once those mine connects, man. This is just falling apart here for the Red Terran. This is going to be held. Um, okay, so I do feel like, though, that despite the back and forth, and despite the fact that Sappho really held on here, I do feel like 5-fact versus 3-fact plus 2 ports, I do feel like this is gonna really snowball out of control here for the Red Terran. Sappho is going up to now 4 factories, but it's still not quite enough in terms of production, but he's getting there. But look at the supply lead here. Sappho is going to be making a worker comeback momentarily with these 3 oh, never mind. No, he may not be. I forgot that. Well, no, but Blue isn't building out of it, so he is going to make a comeback if he keeps building out of these 3 command centers. But just look at the supply for Rice Hat here, and these vultures are just going to come in and raid up here. More mines go down. Do get connects. And just more unit losses here for the Red Terran that I do not believe is what he is looking for. I do not believe he's looking for losing more Goliaths and tanks. Cloak is on the way. And Race are also being built. But this composition is much more Goliath heavy than it was last time around, so we'll see how effective the Wraiths are. So the Red Terran is finally starting to stabilize. You know, in terms of build and base layout, this is looking pretty even. But still, I feel like Blue's production and Blue's engagements have just been amazing this game. So given that they're both about even, this just tells you how much more units that Blue has. So we do have a squadron of wraiths here. They are ready to cloak for a little bit. It looks like, I would say it looks like that they're going to try and wreak havoc on the economy here, but we have turrets in place. We do have a Goliath nearby. So we'll see what these wraiths try and do here. It looks like the army is trying to, Blue's army is trying to come up to this fourth base and maybe deny a Terran expansion. This defense doesn't quite work out. Nice. We have a Oh, but it does get picked off. I was going to say, I like the idea of building a Valkyrie to counter the Wraiths. But there's just too many of them. Well, once again, these Wraiths are going to try and pick off some tanks here, but we do have a turret here to detect them, so I do believe that the Red Terran has successfully countered these Wraiths this game. But look at the supply differential still. So Sappho is on 7 factories. Rice Hat is on 6, but Rice Hat has just been building and building and building this whole game. Although I will say I do love the comeback that the Red Terran has made. Valkyries do get picked off. And the Wraiths are going to come in here and try to disrupt the economy again. With only 2 of them, though, they're not going to be quite as devastating as they were previously. But I feel like with this supply that's racking up, we should be seeing a move out here any minute from Blue. And Sappho GG's. All right. That's 2 on the board for Chalky Cheesers. Okay. What a series that was. Oh my goodness. That was quite a back and forthy series. Rice Hat, my friend, thank you so much for the follow. Appreciate the support. Really love the games and the play. I love the I really loved the Wraith tank combination, but I also love the Goliath tank combination. So really just I love the unit combos these in that series. Both players, well done from both. Vint, my friend, thank you also for the follow. Okay, we are in it to win it. That's right. We have one more series to go. We're currently even in score. So this last series is going to be Vint versus McTarren, PVT, and it is going to decide the Tier 3 bracket this week. Okay, so let's get our scoreboard set up here. Okay. And let's go into game one. All right. In the top right on Diamondback. In the top right on Diamondback, we have our Red Terran, Mick Terran, also known as Mick Flash, and Mick Light. He goes by a lot of names. And in the bottom left, our blue Protoss, playing for the Chonky Cheesers, it's Vint. Cross spawn on a 4-player map. Of course, Vint is going Nexus first. In true Protoss fashion. And it looks like we have a 14 CC out of Mick Terran. Oh, that's pretty funny. this cross spawn scout, the blue Protoss is going to smell a 14cc. And he is going to be going 2 gate. We should have goon range starting. I'm going to guess that's going to be what we're going to start at 150 gas. Sorry, I don't know why that happened. So, pretty normal play here. Protoss is setting goons across the map. Apart from the range, don't generally want to send them across without range, but other than that, pretty normal stuff. Well, he is going to dive in on this tank. And he is going to bust the bunker. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love just diving in and busting everything down. Has to be careful getting up this ramp though. This is where you could lose everything. Also has to be careful getting back like in here and back here. I've done this on Eclipse. So there you go. Nice job pulling the goons out. And I also love the decision to take a third while we're just continuing to build goons off 2. And double expanding. Oh no, is that a... No, that is an axis. That is a really fast 4th base. This is not even... It's not even 7:45 and that fourth base was started. So this is really fast. Vint is going to have a huge economy to back this up. And if he has a healthy enough economy, he can build off of a maximum of 16 gateways on 4 base. So this is just gonna this is just gonna go out of control in the Protoss' favor. What a play. This is like S-rank Protoss play right here. Rally to the other base and hold position in an arc. Wait, is he going carrier after this? He is. Oh, nice. What a play. I love this move. This is going to be a 3 Stargate carrier. Hybrid army here. And what threat the tanks are going to pose to these ground units, the carriers are just going to wipe all this. There is not a Goliath in sight. Nice call to pull everything back. Keep everything alive. Mick is definitely one of the strongest T3 players I've seen. So he's not to be trifled with in this instance. I don't know much about Vint, but I love the stuff I'm seeing out of Vint. Mick is rallying across the map here. The carriers are not quite done. Vint needs a second macro round of carriers for this to actually pull off. With this push out, I don't know if he has enough ground units to hold off until the carriers arrive. Although, 3 carriers is okay. It'll certainly help defend this. Zealot legs being researched. And the Terran, it looks like, is just really trying to end the game with a Catane here. If he's going to do it, if Mick is going to end this, the time is now. Because if he waits too long, he's going to have 6 carriers and an unstoppable Protoss. Methodically sieging up the tanks, getting closer and closer. Nice job going for the pylon. More units rallying across. And the carriers are not quite done yet. We'll see if Mick can actually break this. We do have the Zealots flanking, but there we go. The speed finally kicks in, and they do get on top of these tanks. And it looks like he wasn't quite... Oh man, this is a bummer. It's like if he had just, I feel like, attacked a little bit sooner, he might have actually stopped this. But now the carriers are just getting out of control. There are 6 on the field now. And there's nowhere near enough Goliaths to deal with this. Oh man, and he does deny the mining in this 3rd base. It looks like he is going to take down the 2nd base as well. I think the jig is up here, unfortunately. GG. Well played. Vint takes game 1. Well played from both McTerran and Vint. That was a great game to watch. Okay. Okay, we're going into game number 2. This is going to be on not Diamondback. All right, here we go. All right, last game of the night. In the top right on Aquamarine, it is our blue Protoss playing for the Chalky Cheesers. Up 1 in the best of 3 against McTerran. It is Vint And in the bottom right, our Red Terran playing for the Baked Potatoes. It is McTerran. All right, so we do have a forward gateway out of Vint because this is not in fact a PVT. This is a PVZ. We're going gate expand. And looks like we just got some normal stuff out of McTerran. So both scouts are gonna reach the opponent's base. Mick is gonna build an eBay to try and be annoying. But never fear, Mr. Zealot is here. And I like the inclusion of the probe. This is a very powerful early combo you can do with Protoss. And his buddy's coming along because it's a party. Protoss just want to have fun and party. This is unfortunate. So we have a goon coming in. And these zealots, it looks like they are... Oh, man. That Marine's going to get picked off. This looks like a GG to me. This is pretty brutal. GG indeed. 2 points on the board for the Chunky Cheesers. Well played to both Mick and Vint. All right. All right, cool. Well, thank you so much. I'm gonna write the final score in the chat. All right, cool. So final scores are here in the chat for the night. Thank you so much for watching and supporting the fresh blood in NSL. Good games from all players, very well played. Good games to Vint and Mick, to Cepho and Bryce Hat, and to Night Dad and Hygrak. Very well done. GG's guys, you played very well. And this was a very entertaining series. So final score is on the board. Thank you so much for tuning in and supporting NSL7. I will be back next weekend with some more Tier 3. And keep an eye on the NOM YouTube. You should see these casts show up there at some point. Anyway. Again, y'all, thank you so much for your support and for coming out and hanging out and supporting NOMers. We will see y'all very soon. Have a great weekend. Stay safe, take care, rock on, keep playing this great, wonderful game. All right. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you all very soon. I'm going to look for someone to raid if y'all want to stick around, actually, because we have enough to raid with. So we'll go ahead and do that. And yeah. Okay, so it looks like we have a Montreal land qualifier that Aaron's putting on, so we're gonna go ahead and raid Platinum Esports. All right, thank you so much. Enjoy. Have a good night.